FPL Game Week 9 Best Picks. Welcome to the Armband. I'm your host Chris, and Kieran is here with me too. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad. Green arrow, slight, so yeah, can't complain too much.
That like sets the tone for the week, doesn't it? With the green arrow,
Yeah.
just think you
Yeah.
can turn off FPL and not worry about it. Super. All right, we've got a few things to cover tonight. We're gonna, as usual, we're gonna frisk the fixture ticker. We're gonna look at focus really on Chelsea and Palace, two teams that have got decent fixtures across the next 4 game weeks. We're looking at which players are a potential buy or sell, and finally we'll recap our game week 8 points and talk about my triple captain success. Woo! Right, so if you haven't joined us before and you enjoy the content, I've got to say it, please do like and subscribe just to help support us. I know a lot of you have recently, and we really appreciate that. Be happy to have you with us. Yeah, even more. Keith, should we jump into I'll bring up the fixtures on screen now, and quite a lot to talk about for this game week, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, one of the teams with the biggest sort of set of or fixture swings, I suppose. Chelsea, as you said. Yeah, like Sunderland at home this week, Tottenham, Wolves, Burnley, Arsenal, Leeds, Bournemouth, Everton in the next 8 game weeks. Yeah, obviously the Arsenal and the Tottenham in there may be tough, I suppose, but Tottenham is probably a game where there's going to be goals anyway. So yeah, other than the Arsenal game at home, and it's still at home, so they've still got a good chance. Sunderland at home, Wolves at home, Leeds away, like Everton at home, Burnley away. Like those are great fixtures. Like it is the top of the fixture ticker right now. So, and they're in good form, got good fixtures, as we said. So perfect for FPL, perfect for for us to pick players from. They're a top side, so we're going to be picking players from them regardless, to be honest. So game week 3 to 8 in the last 6 weeks, XGC of 10.8, which is actually 18th for teams. There's only Forest and Burnley have worse XGC, which I didn't see coming because I was just like, okay, didn't see that coming, but I still think the defense is good. So that shocked me a little bit, but the XG is 8.39, so that's 8th overall for attack. 11 goals scored is tied for second, and then 12 big chances is 9th overall, and 76 shots is 7th overall. So yeah, I think we can look at the defense and the attack, and maybe Pedro not so great, but I've seen that Delap is supposedly close to coming back soon. So is Pedro going to lose his place, or is he doing enough for the team in general that he's not going to lose his place? And but maybe we need to worry about that eventually. But the fixtures are there for him. He had good fixtures at the start where he performed, so maybe he can finally start to perform. But best picks from them, like person you've mentioned, I think you have him in your team, Caicedo. 5.8 million, 16%. Obviously did miss the start of last week's game, but still played 45 minutes. 46 points is the highest scoring Chelsea player. 8 extra points from DEFCON and 7 bonus points as well. So there's not really much to say about him, really. Like he's got, I think I saw on Sky Sports that he got he got 3 goals in something like 8 games this season, where he had like 3 goals in the last 100 before that or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes.
So
big overperformance.
Yeah, so I mean that's obviously made a big difference. Like, is that going to be consistent? Probably not, but he is probably going to get the DEFCONs most weeks, and that's just going to make his ceiling decent. So can't complain at that price as well. So and then Enzo wasn't in the squad last week, which is obviously a bit of an issue, but I think he's still probably a good pick. Missed game week 3 through a minor injury, supposedly. Don't really know when he's going to be back, but I think he's going to be back this week. 3.66 XG is from game week 1 to 8 is the top of Chelsea players by a huge distance, right? The Pedro, for example, is only on 1.59, so 3.66 or 1.59. And Pedro is second of all. So I think he's a good, obviously a lot of that is actually due to penalties, but still he's getting in the positions that he's making a lot of chances and doing well, and he's a lot of people picked him on wildcard, and I should expect he'll do really well because Palmer's still out for another 6 to 8 weeks or something.
Well, that's the main benefit, isn't it? I think if Palmer's out, he has got to step up and do most of the attacking work in that team, or has been doing it.
And obviously Neto was pretty good last game as well. He performed really well, goal and assist, I think it was. So maybe if he can start to become consistent, he could be a pick. But still a little bit like, not too eager to get onto him because he just isn't that consistent. So maybe he can over these next fixtures. Like the minutes are there. Like Esteval looked like he could be a good pick because he played well for Brazil in the break and he played well to score the goal against Liverpool in the last second. And he kind of feels like he deserves to start soon. So who's going to be like sort of coming out in that attack? I don't know why Garnacho was playing. Garnacho was trash. So it should be Esteval and Neto all the time, to be honest. So
I've got the stats up here. Like Esteval, even though he's had like reduced minutes, he's had like the second highest amount of shots in the box and the second highest XG of all Chelsea players so far this season. I think that just like makes Pedro look like he's in the mud, really. And don't you think from like our position of holding Pedro at the moment, it seems really difficult because, like you said, their fixtures are really good. He should be doing really well, but he's underperforming massively as a centre forward. And now I think Maresca had his press conference like today maybe for the Champions League game, and he said Delap's like back on the grass now, so he'll be back soon. I don't know what to think about Pedro.
It's kind of almost impossible to sell him at the same time. Like you feel like he's been crap, but how do you sell him with Sunderland at home and he's still playing at the moment at least? Like, and then Wolves at home after Tottenham and Burnley away. Like how can you sell someone that you know is the striker right now? That's just
and his ownership is so high, he would just kill you. But look at the returns, just 4 blanks in a row now.
What are you considering getting rid?
Well, I am, but maybe not this game week. Maybe the game week after, and switching my Chelsea coverage from like him to Enzo. But like if you look at his XG of the last 4 game weeks 5 to 8, it's 0.00, 0.00, 0.03, 0.04. I mean, it's painful.
Yeah, it's like 4 shots over those weeks as well. I think it's like 1 average a game, and that's probably being blocked as well. So, and then I just wanted to mention the defenders. James, 5.4 million, or Cucurella, 6.1 million. But the former has obviously played 90 minutes 4 times in a row now, which is obviously pretty rare for him. And maybe, and also it's a big maybe, his injury troubles could be behind him. I've picked him in my Champions League wildcard as well, so I'm just hoping that he plays that. It's quite wishful thinking, but maybe he might get rested for Champions League. That could easily happen. But 1 goal, 3 assists across the season, is tied for first in place for goal involvements for defenders, while having about 200 odd minutes less than others. So that's pretty impressive. 0.7 million saving could help a lot from Cucurella's obviously price. And then Chalobah is also 5.1 million, and he has 3 goal involvements as well. But also doesn't appear to be 100% nailed on because I think he missed the game before last. Not sure what actually happened there with that. So, that seems to be James or Cucurella the ones to go for. Sanchez could be fine as well. But I think, James is interesting. If you've got the balls to go there and he does stay there, then he's proving that he's getting the assists and goals. So,
he's expensive. He's pricey. I think you're right. Like the upside with him is always quite high. I kind of wish that the Achimpong lad was like slightly more nailed, like 3.9 million, and he started the last 2, and he obviously returned massively in the Forest game with 14 points. I think from what I've read, it seems like his main competition is Tosin. Am I got that right? Anyway, he's got.
I think it is.
That's right. Because there's another 2 out, but I'd like to be able to back him on that, but it's just it's either going to be him or Tosin, and it just seems like a bit of a risk to go there. But I think if James stays fit, it's he's been historically a great attacking player, but I can't see it happening.
I mean, it's just if you have the recipe or the appetite for risk with that one. Not for the faint of heart, I don't think. We've been there before and been burnt, but it could happen. Could be fine.
And just to give my 2 pence on Caicedo, I've obviously owned him. I've been really unlucky with I've basically played him all the times he's blanked, including this last game when he was benched, and then I've benched him on the times he's returned. But I kind of think he's got to the price now where he's probably not really worth it. He's looked like he's going to rise in price again this week, and I'm actually thinking that once he's done that, I would probably sell him because there's other players who are as reliable for DEFCON, and I don't think he's going to be like it's a bit of a freak that he scored like 3 goals in whatever, or 3 attacking returns in like 6 or 8 game weeks, whatever it was.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way that like rate is going to continue this season. So I'm thinking I might cash in on him. There's a Burnley defensive midfielder who's been doing really well for DEFCON. So like whilst he seems like a good pick, he definitely hasn't got the attacking stats of an Enzo. But yes, I think it could be a good time to cash out on Caicedo if you've owned him from the beginning. But yeah. All right, we'll turn attention to Palace, who I think are definitely worth talking about, even though they've got like on paper the most difficult fixture this game week.
Yeah.
So their longer term fixtures, a bit like Chelsea's, are great. So game week 9 to 14. After this Arsenal game, they've got Brentford at home, Brighton at home, back to back, Wolves away, Man United at home, and Burnley at home. I did talk a little bit last week about how busy their schedule is, and the fact that I think they've got like 10 games in about 8 weeks and a game every 3.4 days. But at the moment, they've been like breezing through their European campaign, making changes with like full focus on the league. So I still think they're a good team to invest in, maybe even this week, which I think you could probably get in a week early on. I'll perhaps say why in a minute. So their XG in the last 4 game weeks is 11.24, which is by far and away the best in the league, and the next best is Arsenal with 7.8. So in that time, they've played like some fairly difficult teams. They've played obviously Liverpool at home. They've played Bournemouth at home. 2 teams that have, Bournemouth especially have started well this season, and they've scored well. 22 big chances is the most of all teams, and 7 more than the next best team in Liverpool.
Don't you think that's so strange that like they sold Eze and they're like prime chance creators like Eze and Elise and all that gone, and it's just like they're so far ahead of everyone. It's wild. It's just I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's like they flipped the switch. I think like last season they were more like focused on like we're quite resolute and we'll score like 1 or 2 goals maybe with Eze like brilliance. But yeah, their numbers like I said, the teams they've played have been decent, and their XG is just like really surprising. So they're not quite so good on the defensive side as a result, which is probably kind of makes sense. They're the 4th worst of all teams in the league over that same like period, so the last 4 game weeks, with an XGC of 8.3. And then looking at, we know that up until that Everton game, they were like 16 games unbeaten. They've had this fantastic records against the top sides. And looking at this Arsenal fixture directly, they've actually scored 2 goals in each of their last 2 visits to the Emirates, when Mateta's scored twice. They're like one of the few teams that have scored like multiple goals at the Emirates in the last 2 seasons.
Right.
So even despite Arsenal's amazing early season defensive form, I actually think they'll break the clean sheet this weekend, like against all the odds. I think Arsenal conceded, is it 1 goal they conceded so far this season? Is that right? Or is it 3?
Not sure, but that sounds right.
It's low, but I just think they're the team to do it. So we spoke about Mateta before a couple of weeks ago. In the last 4 game weeks now, I think we probably spoke about it around like the game week 4 wildcard window, and we were like, oh, why would we go for Mateta at the moment when you can get Pedro for Chelsea? But I think the last few game weeks have shown that Mateta is probably more important and a more hogging, let's say, striker of XG than Pedro is. So in the last 4 game weeks, no player has had a high number of big chances. He's had 12. And no player has had a higher amount of XG, which he's had 5.83 than him. So it beats Haaland in both of those categories. He's got a higher expected points rate over the same period. We said after the Everton game, if he wasn't so wasteful in front of goal, he'd be so nailed in our teams. But that's the fact he is. Like, I don't know if you saw the highlight against the Bournemouth game. Even after he'd scored the hat trick, and you think his like
I missed that last one. Yeah,
he was like a sitter. So I feel like he would be a frustrating player to own. But despite that, I think if you're brave enough to get him this week, if you're that fed up with Pedro or Gyökeres, and then you were looking to spend, let's say, the Gyökeres money on Saka, which is something which I could feasibly do in my team, I look at the fixtures for Palace, and Arsenal away for him does not scare me based on their stats. And then after that, you've got Brentford, Brighton and Wolves in the next block before the international break. Man United at home and Burnley after that. I just think they're just such a nice run of fixtures. And I think recently, just that added penalty factor and the hogging of his XG just makes him, for me, a better pick and worth the extra over Sarr as well.
Yeah, I hindsight, I suppose, should have got him instead of Bowen last week. And Bowen's fixtures are good, but I didn't see Bowen playing basically like like he was right wing back for a while. Shame. The fixtures didn't look that amazing on paper, so I just avoided and should have looked at the stats and thought, let's just kind of go for the form player almost. And if he's getting the chances, like maybe, as you've seen, like he won't be so wasteful next time. So maybe it's point chasing, but maybe not, because the fixtures after this, or certainly after Arsenal, as you said, are really good. So we probably all have to get on him soon, and his differential sort of status at 12% now is gonna sort of wean pretty quickly, probably.
Definitely. And I think if I don't get them this week, I'm using a transfer next week to get either a defender or Mateta. And I think Munoz again showed this week, or this past weekend, like the art of the attacking defender is still valuable. And even like Gahey to a sense, but like his returns have been like a lot of jam. Like he's had 4 attacking returns this season, and like of course he got fouled for the one of the penalties for Mateta.
Yeah.
So he like leads the way of point scoring for all the Palace defenders, but their expected points rate is really close. All of them I've got them up on screen there. Like from Munoz, who's got like had an expected points over the season so far of 30, down to let's say Lacroix or even Mitchell at 24. There's you could throw like a blanket over the points there. I think if you like a little bit of excitement, which I think I might do because of how poor their attacking numbers have been. I think Munoz has showed in the last couple of game weeks why he's still valuable. 46 points for the season now. He's the 6th highest scoring defender. 1 goal, 2 assists, only 13% owned still. So, like, they're not... But Palace aren't a great defensive pick. In fact, 4th worst. And Munoz himself, he's not a huge...
You always think that they will be eventually, though, with these fixtures.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, they're surely going to get better because, like I said, they've played Liverpool and Bournemouth. That probably explains why they've been as bad as they have. But they've had some, like, really good, like, clean sheets so far this season. Like, they cleaned away against Chelsea in the first game week.
Yeah.
So they've cleaned away from home twice in Europe. So they're obviously going to be decent on the road. So I think they'll be a good match for Arsenal this game week. And I fancy Palace even from this game week as a bit of like a differential before their really nice run of fixtures after that, actually.
Yeah, no, I think it's Munoz or Richards now. If you need to save money, you just go for Richards because he's hitting DEFCON pretty consistently every week. Well, not every week, but most weeks. And Lacroix just doesn't seem worth the money now. Gahey doesn't really seem worth the money, even though he's been lucky with attacking returns, you say. But Munoz or Richards, I think you're probably fine. Not expecting a clean sheet this week, obviously, but yeah.
I think after that they're good. I mean, but even like Richards this weekend, I look at that Arsenal game and think that's like probably a 4-pointer. Like I think it'll be close. Arsenal going to score multiples. They only scored 1 against Fulham. I think Palace are as good as. I think it'll be a close game.
I'm debating between starting him or Dorgu. Ridiculous. But I probably need to get rid of Dorgu because he's probably won't even start. So it probably is Richards for hoping for DEFCON. Yeah.
All right. So those are probably like the 2 teams that we're looking at ahead of this game. What sort of players have you got your eye on for transfers, or should people be like looking at?
So maybe just hitting the start of a bandwagon. I think fixtures have turned as well. Like they're not amazing, but they are pretty good for attacking point of view, I think. So Mbuemo, 8 million, 13% at the moment. Fixtures the next 8 are decent. So none of the real top sides. So Brighton, Forest, Tottenham, Everton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Wolves, and Bournemouth over the next 8 weeks. There's a lot of grey in there, but there's a lot of like potential for goals. I think you could play him happily in every single one of those games, and just hope he does the best. So, like he's tied for points with Bruno without penalties, obviously, and he's 0.9 million cheaper. He's fully nailed on. 2 goals, 1 assist. I expect those numbers are probably going to go up. Scored versus Pool last week, obviously. United with 2 wins in a row, 3 points off Champions League spots, 6 points off first. So maybe amazingly something seems to be clicking at United. Like Cunha looked really good last game despite not getting any returns or assists or anything like that. But most shots, the most big chances, and then the second highest XG of United players. And that's probably due to the penalties from Bruno. So he's probably not far behind. I just feel like he's the one to get right now. Like he's probably going to start ticking up there in the terms of like top goal scorers, top scoring midfielders in the game, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, like United have been creating chances really well. Their XG had been really high as a team. So yeah, Bruno's most chance created by a long way from most midfielders for the last few seasons. So yeah, and Mbuemo I think is going to get chances. It's got some share of set pieces too. So yeah, there's not much not to like really. If you could afford that sort of price, 8 million, if say you've got like a Thiago in an attack instead, who's looked really good too, you could have probably afforded Mbuemo. And yeah, I think he's a nice differential. Many people might struggle to get there if they're looking at the Saka and stuff like that. So yeah, I like him as a differential. And yeah, I've got Rodgers in my team, and I'd love to get an Mbuemo in that spot, or a Foden, who's also around that price. I could drop down to Mbuemo. So yeah, I'm looking forward to and I think they might break the Brighton curse. They've lost to Brighton a lot recently in the last few seasons. So I think that could be quite high scoring game actually, this one coming up this weekend.
And I'm just having a look at the price difference. So it's 0.9 more, so basically like nearly $1 million for Bruno. And I was just having a look at like the stats and like, what are you? Yeah, I suppose you're getting the penalties, which he's missing. But I would have expected to make that more worthwhile, that like he would be just crushing Mbuemo on big chances created, and they've actually tied for that. And their expected assist rate, Mbuemo is actually higher. Bruno's got DEFCONs in there, but he's only got 4 points from that all season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Bruno's assist was almost kind of fortunate. It was just kind of like lobbed into the box to Maguire last game, so it wasn't exactly like he meant it almost, So I mean, yeah, it was a cross, like, I guess, but yeah. So I just think Mbuemo can probably match him, if not for penalties. But we'll see if he stays on them. Like, Mbuemo has been a really good penalty taker. Cunha's been a really good penalty taker. Maybe as a captain, he might be like, I think they've said that he's going to stay on them until he says he's not confident to take them. So, that might come.
Well, I think as well with one extra thing to Mbuemo's string to his bow is that he was like taking corners and free kicks off Bruno in that Liverpool game as well. Like there was times in the second half when like it was a good free indirect free kick chance in Liverpool's half, and then Mbuemo was like on it, and I was like, I'm paying this extra for Bruno to be like basically dominating every set piece, and then the fact that he's on like half the corners and half the free kicks as well. And he's got definitely more goal threat. It does boost his.
I mean, talking about him, I still think Bruno's a good pick.
Oh god, yeah.
I kind of feel bad selling him last week for Saka, but at the same time, like he is going to be a good pick over these fixtures, I think. So if you have him, I think you probably keep for sure now.
Yeah. All right. One player who obviously not quite so much passed you by, but you didn't buy this game week was Woltemade. He's still like a bit like, oh god, I missed the boat, or
yeah.
Well, I think he's still like a buy. So 4 goals in 5 game weeks now for him. 17% ownership is quite high, which his finish against Brighton was so nice. Just like that little
big time.
Flick. Yeah, I don't think Wissa's return either.
Full of that at the moment, isn't he? Just great goals. Yeah,
it's really nice. I don't think Wissa's return will have a huge effect on his minutes either. Because he's come back from a knee injury, he's going to be reintroduced slowly, and Walt has shown to be a reliable goal scorer. I kind of think if he was on pens, he would be such a lock. He's still got great fixtures in Fulham at home this game week without Anderson. Then it's West Ham, who were woeful last night. Before, I think it's Brentford away, Man City at home, Everton away. So really good fixtures. Newcastle are so strong at home, so I don't even think they're going to be that worried about that Man City home game. In free, inviting away games, especially, like I say, that West Ham game. Since game week 4 is his first game, he's the second highest scoring forward of all players, bar Haaland. And I think he's a really nice price. I think we've talked quite a few weeks about like how forwards are underwhelming, and maybe like generally they are given their price, but I think timing them has proved to be like really crucial. Like Walt has been good for a while now. Mateta's been like good in bursts. Pedro was good at the start of the season. It's just like timing them right, basically. And you said that with Wood and Bowen. It's just like timing the forward swaps.
Yeah, I've consistently got that wrong, unfortunately. Just I don't know. You should pick the form player, I guess, rather than fixtures at times. Like Yeah, Pedro was just off it, but then fixtures are it's so hard because like I guess you're just unlucky.
Yeah.
Like the fixtures are there for Bowen, and Bowen has been good. He's done pretty well this season, despite like not looking good as a team. Like he's got what 3 9-point returns, and then the rest blanks, but in good fixtures. So I think I'd probably get Bowen again next night. But whatever at this time, like it's just unlucky, and that's maybe why I'll never win FPL.
Oh God. Right, you got any more picks for the weekend?
Yeah, I think he used to be in your team, but in Jai, we still have him. Okay, yeah, 6.5 million, 10% now. Their fixtures are pretty good as well, actually. I think so. Tottenham this week, but then Sunderland, Fulham, United, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Forest, and Chelsea. So the next 4 are the ones I really like. So he looked so good versus City. Unfortunate not to be awarded a pen as well in that game. He's only actually blanked twice in 8 game weeks. It's not something I really expected to say with an Everton attacker, but here we are. 8, no double digits yet though, which is a kind of a concern, I guess. But at 6.5 million, like you'll take some 8s, 7s, and 5s, 6s, and 7s and 4s in there. So yeah, a consistent returner at 6.5 million, not getting double digits, but whatever. Like I think that's pretty good. And yeah, like I said, he looked really, really good against City. So yeah, Sunderland away, and Sunderland have been good defensively this year, so it's not an easy fixture. But then Fulham at home, without Anderson, he looked like it was a hamstring injury. Like Henker and Bassi as a defense, I definitely want to be targeting. So yeah, I really like that fixture. Like 6.5 million is good price for him, who's definitely on penalties as well. I don't think there's a lot to not like about him right now. Like just he's nailed on. He's got those decent fixtures coming. I just think he's just going to continue to be consistent for returns, and he's got DEFCON chances as well. So yeah,
penalties. Whoop, whoop.
Penalties, exactly. So yeah, you're looking good with him, and I think others should probably be targeting him too.
Yeah, no, I'm pleased really, because I wasn't sure of him, to be honest, as a pick, and I went with on the fixtures, and yeah, I obviously benched him against City and had blankers in my team in Reinders and Caicedo, so seeing his 4 points on the bench was a bit sour, but yeah, I'm happy to have him longer term, really.
Definitely playing this week, I assume. Tottenham at home?
Yeah, I'll be playing him.
Yeah.
Thinking about bench boys, but we'll talk about that later in the week. The last player I think is probably worth mentioning. Like we could talk about Liverpool really being so crap, because I don't know what's gone on there. Like the formation they're playing at the end of the United game, they just threw on attackers just to see what it would like stick. They just don't have that identity worked out up front, and it just it's just really unusual. They're in a rough spot now. Obviously, 4 losses in a row. Having said that, Gakpo was so involved in all Liverpool's attack. Like I was watching the game, I was thinking he's great, and like I know his like move, let's say, is the same. It's like I'm going to cut in and hit the shot hard and aim for that far post, but he hit the post like 2 or 3 times. He obviously scored the goal. His underlying data backs up the fact that he's been really good, or really good too. Like if I compare the Liverpool attackers, he like comes up on top over the season over Salah. So yeah, some notes on him. So I think Liverpool's fixtures are still pretty good. Like Brentford away now, Aston Villa at home. The tricky one is Man City away, admittedly, in 3 game weeks time. Then they got Forest at home, West Ham away, Sunderland at home, Leeds away. So quite a pretty decent selection of fixtures. Last 4 game weeks, he leads all the other Liverpool midfielders and forwards for XG with 2.86, and that's like bears in mind that Salah had a penalty in there as well. He's had 3 goals, 2 assists so far over the course of the season. He's tied with Salah for shots in the box. His expected points is higher than Salah's 2. I just think he looks like the Liverpool attacker to get, and obviously at 7.5 he's so much cheaper than Salah. It's funny, you highlighted him at the beginning of the season, and he has just like continued to tick along with points to the tune of like 7.5 million, and he's got the most transfers in of all Liverpool players this season. This game.
Oh really? Okay, interesting. I'd like to. I would probably wait until like after City. I think before. I just want to see that he's definitely still nailed on, because they need to figure out something in that attack. And is it going to be him that drops out? I've seen Liverpool players or Liverpool Twitter basically fans just saying that Gakpo is like the worst player of the whole team, which makes no sense because he looks really the best player. Yeah. So yeah, I would just like Ekitike when Ekitike was playing, they won all 5 games. Like surely it means they should start playing him again. And it's just like, who is he going to be the one that's benched? Like I don't know. Like, so is Gakpo definitely still going to be playing? So I just want to see maybe in a few weeks' time, and then I'll probably look at him. Yeah, just 7.5 million, good value. They are still a really good attack. So yeah, that Forest, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, those 4, great, isn't it? So let's see them. I think.
Yeah, no, I just think there must be an opportunity with Liverpool, despite their form. Their fixtures are still there. I think Salah's stocks are just like way down. I wouldn't be touching him for a long time, which is a shame because I think it just makes Haaland perma captain. But Gakpo, I think is still like a tidy option in that attack. Really,
I think Chiesa should be considered like just starting that attack somewhere because every time he comes on, he does something. Yeah. So, I mean, he should probably be starting in Champions League or something, or somewhere for them, because he's been good.
It's funny, his minutes are so sporadic as well. Like he's not played more than 20 minutes in any game so far this season. Yet he's got 3 returns.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, should we just have a quick chat about our points from last game week, and then we will wrap up. Do you want to go first?
Sure. 70 points. Small green arrow from 3.1 mil to 2.8. With a hit as well. And there was lots of chips in action again this week. So I'm fine to get a green arrow there. It's still obviously nowhere where I want to be, but starting Dubravka was good. So sells. Timber in there, fine, clean sheet. Saka 7 points with no returns, great. Rodgers, patience paid off, I guess, like he's been so bad, but and then just getting Bowen instead of a Mateta or a Woltemade sucked. It was fine, I guess. Like, can't complain too much. Hoped for a 0-0 in that Leeds Burnley, didn't quite happen, but at least the Brentford did well. So Haaland captain like everyone else. So nice.
And we'll talk about our plans for this game week on Thursday's show. But nice green arrow.
Yeah.
And then mine, like I mentioned at the start, like I was so set on triple captain, and I was out on purpose kind of on Saturday afternoon, so I didn't have to think about it because Everton could have gone either way. And then when I saw the score at like 2-0 with 10 minutes left, I was like, and Haaland scored both, I was like, go on, let's go, baby. And then when I watched the highlights, he like missed 2 really good chances to have like a hat trick in the final minute.
From Foden as well, a few of them.
Oh, was it? And he was like, put through 1-on-1, so he fluffed all our points. But I was quite happy. You're
lucky you weren't checking at half time because I think he had 0 shots, 0 chances, 0 anything. He was like basically doing absolutely nothing at all. So
it's a shame. It's a
thing there's second half of football.
But I would also weighed up playing the bench boost, and in the end, that actually would have like scored more than Haaland's triple captaincy. But wouldn't have thought that like Ndai and Tarkowski would score so well away against City. I ended on 78. Raya and Gabriel were good. I'm trying to think of where the returns were. Hardly. Oh, Bruno picked me back up, and like I said, it was irritating about Reinders and Caicedo both blanking. I would have transferred out Caicedo if I knew he was on the bench, but there was no leak, and then obviously he only came on for half an hour or 45 minutes, and Reinders sub before 60. So a bit of a meh game week. Rodon blank as well. So I think my lesson with Rodon this game week is maybe even like don't even bother backing the clean sheet over someone like Tarkowski. Just go for the DEFCON because it just seemed like he's going to win through. More thoughts on Thursday because I'm thinking about bench boost this game week because the team I think looks okay.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Like I say, we're back Thursday evening with our team selection video. So until then, have a good week and enjoy Champions League.
Cheers all.
Bye.